Hey guys, well here back to do a new video. Now as you can see, this is the new van we're going to be using, the Dodge Ram van. It is in okay shape as you can see, but clearly it has some paint repairs that were done here. Now I was working on the other side, and actually I can just go show you guys that right away. I was working on the other side and I found that underneath a lot of these paint repairs that, oh wow, it's windy. Underneath all these paint repairs, the paint is actually real good. See, this is all stuff that I'd removed the black stuff over top. So it's in real good shape underneath, and if possible, before I actually paint any more orange on, I would like to... Anyway, sorry guys, I had to stop for the wind there. But yeah, basically my thinking is that underneath this red paint, we may find that the paint is actually not in that bad a condition. I suspect that the guy, whoever did this, was trying to repair rust, but I mean, it wasn't done properly in my opinion. So I'd like to strip the paint down to the orange if I can. Then eventually I'll buzz off the rust and reprimer it and actually do a proper paint repair as best I can. So we're going to start on that. We're going to be doing some paint prep work. First I want to remove all this red, and then if we have time I'll start removing some of the black and see what it looks like underneath. We're kind of just exploring and seeing what the extent of the damage is clearly, but my hope is that it's not as bad as it looks underneath this, and that we can start painting over small scratches in orange. Now over here too, I took off the fuel door. I'll just clean that off separately of the red. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so sorry if there's any wind here because it is a pretty windy day. I'm trying to limit it so you guys can hear me clearly. I'm going to be using a little thing to store garbage, some cheap paper towel, and xylene, although you could use paint thinner for this purpose. I just happen to have some xylene here. It's the same stuff, I think, technically. So basically what we're going to be doing is that the xylene works like paint thinner. This is kind of cheap spray paint in my experience from trying to remove it from the other part of the van. So we're just going to scrub it down, wet it down real nice until it comes off. There's some dirt on there. I don't think that will matter at all. I think it's going to come off with the xylene, frankly, because xylene is really, really strong. Ordinarily, it's recommended to use a respirator and gloves when using xylene, but I don't know. I'm out in the open. I'm honestly not that concerned about it. I've used it before. If I were doing it every day or even every week, I'd probably use a respirator, but I'm going to hold off on that and just try to not breathe it. So first, let's pour a little bit of xylene in here. Okay, so let's start to wet down just the one section here. This is a much bigger section than any of the other ones I've worked on, and we have direct sunlight working on it too, so I'm going to just work one part by one part kind of. You can see I'm getting red on the paper towel. So let's keep going. This will just require a bit of working over from several passes, but it should take this red stuff right off. A bit of work. Out. Hey guys, so we're back. My phone actually ran out of power, so I had it plugged in for a while and just kept working. But as you can see, using that technique and just slowly taking little bits of the paint off and changing out my rag after a while, you can see I got all of the red paint off of there, and there's just pretty much bare metal underneath with a bit of primer. So what I'll do is I'll just sand that down, put on the primer, and then put on the final coat of paint, and it should look a million times better. But even now it looks a lot better than that giant red splotch. I'm also, here I'll pick up the camera, I'm also going to get rid of that black paint along the bottom. It's probably, a lot of the paint is probably in decent shape under there. And I also got to working on that next patch there, as you can see, and took off all the paint. That is also not terrible shape metal. It might need a bit of body filler to make it smooth, but you know, all stuff I can work with. I did not do the red splotches down there yet, but maybe I'll update you guys when I do, and we'll see what it looks like under those red spots.